Hi, I'm Ashley, and today I'm going to dive back into using my chromatic brush pens. So I have had these pens for a while. I haven't used them in quite some time. I've just been doing other things, and I want to get kind of reacquainted with them. So I'm going to follow a tutorial from their website and just kind of reintroduce myself to the brush pens. So we're going to do the feather tutorial today. The colors I'm going to use for my feather, they used a pink. I'm going to use blue, green, and gray. So the green that I chose is olive. The blue is Egyptian blue. Olive's number 28, Egyptian blue number 9, and blue gray for my gray, number 35. Okay, and I'm gonna do green on the top, blue for the center, and then gray for the end. Just following basically the video instructions here. I'm gonna start with my first color, green for the top, and we're gonna start by doing a line down the vein. So I did watch the video through first to kind of get familiar with it, and the key for this top part is making sure that we're leaving a little bit of white space in between here. So and do a line for the green and then add a few strokes out to the side. Okay. Then I'm gonna take some clean water. You can use a water brush like they have there, but I'm just using a regular paintbrush and going around those marks, trying not to activate them just yet, but kind of around the marks. And then I'm gonna go in and activate that paint and let it bleed out. So now I'm touching the paint, leaving some white space in the areas in between. I'm just using lots of water and getting that paint to activate and bleed out. Okay. And lots of water here. Let it bleed out. Okay, and then just pull a little bit of that color down from the middle of the vein so that it'll continue. Then we repeat those steps on the other side. So I'm gonna start by making sure that I have a little bit of white space in between the two marks. Okay, get some of those lines in. Get a little bit more paint on this side because the other side's kind of light. Okay, get the water in between those areas. I'm just kind of placing the water where I want the color to bleed out to. Okay. And then I'm touching the green and letting it start to bleed out. And I'm using a lot of water on this. It's pretty puddly actually. I'm just getting to bleed. little bit of this side down also. Okay, I'm gonna go off script here because I want just a little bit more darkness into some of these areas on the first side of the feather. And so I'm adding that in. Now it's going on, this is still damp, so it's not going on quite as strong as those first lines. And it's bleeding out a little bit already. Just adding a little bit more water in to make those lines a little bit more subtle. Okay, something like that. Now we'll move on to our next section. So we're gonna do the blue. Okay, and we're gonna come up and start doing just some little wispies. Come up the middle and then do some wispy marks off of it. Make sure I have enough paint there. And then I'm gonna take my brush and activate that paint. So just add some water there and then dry it off. And then we're gonna basically do some dry brushing out from that. So this is now damp paint and I dried off my brush and I'm gonna flick some of that paint out. It's drying very fast right now. Okay. Add a little bit more water in. Dry it off and flick a little bit more of it out. Okay. Now I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So leaving a gap in between. Making sure I have enough paint on there so that it's going to get me some good concentrated color. Add some water to it, dry it off, and flick away. Just a little bit more water. And I'm kind of just flicking in various directions. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing and add just a little bit more paint to it. Okay. Now for the next step, I'm going to do some of the gray and some of the blue. And just start by adding little dashes. Of both colors. And then I'm gonna take a damp brush and pull out from those. So this is a little bit more wet than up here where it was more dry brushing. So I'm not drying off my brush in between. And I'm just pulling those little wispies out. Okay. And then same thing on the other side. Oops, too much water. Okay, now I'm going to take the gray and paint in this little shaft part. Draw that paint around toward the end. Add a touch more darkness to one side. Okay, and then I can go in and add just a little bit more. To deepen up some of the colors in the middle here. Kind of another layer. So I'm kind of redoing this top section again because it just got a little bit more faded out than I wanted. Just a little bit more gray here.
drag that out.
All right, and there is my feather using the Chromatech or Chromatic brush pens. So here is that completed feather again. There are parts of it that I like, you know, some of the wispiness of it. I wish it was a little bit more saturated in color. So again, this was me relearning how to use these. So now I know I just need to put down a lot more of that pigment before I start bleeding it out to get that higher intensity that I want. And I'm sure, you know, like some of the colors are more intense than others and bleed out a little bit more than others, but this was just a nice way to get reacquainted with them. So if you are interested in these brush pens, they're available on Amazon. I'll put the link down in the description. I really like them. They're really fun. They have nice points on them. They are flexible. They are, I mean, they're not like hair brushes. They're like a plasticky brush, but they do have separate bristles and they're very flexible. You can get a nice point and a thicker line. So they're fun to use and I do recommend them. And so if you're interested, check out the description. You can find the link there. And thank you so much for watching today. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to check out the rest of my channel for tons more videos, lots of watercolor tutorials. I have also other brush pen tutorials. Again, I'm going to be using them a little bit more coming up. So go ahead and check it out. And thank you so much for watching again. Have an awesome day.